if I'm looking for g of 8, I'm going to look at this graph here, okay, and I'm looking for when x is 8. So when x is 8, I'm going to slide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then in this case I find where the y value is on the graph, and I go all the way down here, so at -9.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I noticed as far as first hour was that whenever they didn't give you the table and you had to kind of do it, and they had to do it on their own, the biggest mistake that I saw was that they created the table, which was fine and which was really good, okay, which is what we wanted to happen, but they didn't use the same value twice. Okay, those reference points, or like like on number 1 where it's -1 and -1, that's going to go in both equations. Okay, it's just a matter of making sure that you know that one is going to be a closed circle and the other one's going to be an open circle. Okay, or at least in that case. Same way like on 2, where I have a middle section where I have endpoints, so I don't just have one going off to positive infinity and one going off to negative infinity as far as my x values are concerned. But I do have that middle section of from -2 to +2. Okay? Even though I've got two different, realistically I only have two different reference points with the -2 and the +2, but I've got to use that each time. Does that make sense? Hey, is it anybody else that I'm just speaking Greek to? Okay, so those reference points, those values that they give you of like the -2 and then the -2 and the 2 again, I'm going to use those in terms of like whenever, like if this is the second one, I'm going to use those values as like -2, and then I would just use 0 and then 2 again. Okay, because 0 fits, so it's a good number to use. Okay, and then just making sure, is it open circle, is it a closed circle, so on and so forth.